Hi, my name is Rick. I'm from Congressional District Number 1 in New York. Many of you know me here. I've been politically active my whole life. I would like to put a solution on the table, something I would like to see start to come into the debate in this country, because I believe we're going in the wrong direction. But before we provide a solution, we have to figure where we came from. So let's go back 200 somewhat years. You know, our forefathers and founders and all the great men that came here in this country had a belief, and they stated it in the Declaration of Independence. It was more than just an independence from England. The Declaration was an idea, a concept that man could actually govern himself, that man was actually good in nature. We seemed to have forgotten that. They had a lot of faith in people, in mankind. But they knew we had one problem, and that was that absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that we were destined, as mankind, to fall into a tyranny, because corrupt individuals will always take charge. So, having this task of trying to put this country together, that the people would run, they wrote the Constitution. And they provided us with a republic, if we can keep it, knowing that it would get corrupt. And they tried to balance the power between the legislative and the executive and the different branches of government so that no one had too much power. And the power would remain in the hands of the people, knowing that if the power is spread amongst everybody in the country, it cannot corrupt. As soon as you create a position of power, a corrupt individual will just gravitate to that position of power. Because this is what it is. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And this is what I find ourselves in today. Some people say we're in a democracy, which is wrong. It's actually more of a democratic republic. Some people think we're in a soft fascism. Some people say it's a socialism sliding into a communism. Me personally, I believe we're in a kakistocracy. We have reached critical mass. It is just corrupt. From the federal to the state, right down to our local houses here. I mean, here in District 1, we're seeing our local townspeople being hauled away in handcuffs because of ethics violations. And we turn on the TV, and every day it's something else. Oh, some congressman has $90,000 in his refrigerator or freezer, and $8.5 billion is lost in Iraq, and we spent money to go into Pakistan, and the money is being sent to Afghanistan to be used as war against us. It's insanity. Many of us don't even want to watch the news anymore because we can't take it. Every day it just gets worse and worse, and it gets harder for us to survive. And we know there's something wrong, but none of us can put our fingers on it. And that's because we're not getting the truth. And that's because we, the people, have lost control of our government. And this is what we have to address. Our forefathers knew that this country would eventually corrupt because it's just the way man is. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and corrupt individuals will always go for the power. And decent men and women just want to take care of their family, their neighbors, their friends. They don't want power. They want to be left alone. So how do we get out of this? You know, our forefathers in the Constitution gave us this elected government that we can change it if we want. And we have 2 election cycles coming up here. One this year and one 2 years from now. And we're trying to take back our house. Jefferson used to call it the people's house because it was where the people were represented. And we're not represented anymore. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Libertarians, no one is being represented. They are passing legislation in opposition to public opinion. We are now being controlled. So we have to come together, people. We have to learn to agree, to disagree, agreeably, on many issues. Let's face it, we're a big nation. Some people would like to live in a gated community where their lawns are all mowed and they have protection, everything's fine. Other people would rather live up into the mountains of Montana by themselves and have a shotgun to take care of themselves. We're all different. We all want different things. And we have to learn to live together. And right now, at this critical time in our history, a time that William Cooper calls the hour of the time, a time that Judge Andrew Napolitano says history is about to be made, and I agree with both of them, we have to come together and put our differences aside and remember that this is a government of the people. Remember, our Constitution starts with "we the people" in bigger letters and bigger font, as you call it nowadays, than everything else in the Constitution. And why is that? Because it is so important. And Jefferson knew that it was very important to bring the truth to the American people so that we can make decisions. You know, Abraham Lincoln said, "I have a lot of faith in the American people. If given the truth, they can be called upon to solve any national emergency. The problem is bringing them the truth." And how right he was. The truth is one of the hardest things to find, and we're being lied to by everybody. So what do we want? What do we have to do? How can we get out of this? You know, we have something now which our forefathers didn't. We have technology. I mean, sometimes I wonder what our forefathers would have done for a constitution if they had this type of technology. Hey, if they even had just phones, what would they have done? Because they were trying to construct a representative government. That's what made our government different from England, France, any place in the rest of the world. Our difference is that our country is run by we the people. And we have forgotten that. And we have not paid attention. And we have let people run it for us and lie to us. And we have had corrupt politicians put into office by corrupt businesses and through lobbyists, and everybody's getting special privileges. And the poor family that doesn't have any political clout, we're losing our homes. How do we solve this? You know, in this election cycle, we want to put up a congressman. What do I want from my congressman? I can't even see us agreeing on that. I see even the Tea Party people are arguing with the Republican Party, and they're arguing with the 9/12 Project. They're all arguing with the Democrats. The Democrats are arguing within themselves. Blacks are fighting whites. Whites are fighting blacks. Blacks are fighting blacks. Whites are fighting whites. We are all at each other's throats, and this has to stop. For our country, we have to come together. Now, if ever before in the history of mankind, we needed to come together, it was right now. And they have us dividing on issues that we don't even know what's going on. Look, we have an issue with military bases all around the world, fighting all sorts of wars. Even though we have no declaration of wars, we're all over the world doing something or other, causing some sort of trouble. Maybe some of these are justified, maybe some of these are not. Hey, how about listing them all and let us, the people, decide? All these government agencies, I'm a musician. I don't think we should have a National Endowment of the Arts. I think artists should take care of each other. I believe charity begins with the people. And I've seen over the last couple of years, after 9/11, Americans just helped each other and took out their wallets. And after Katrina, we did more help for each other than the federal government did. After the floods, we came up and gave so much aid to foreign countries, and Haiti and every place else. None of us want to hurt each other. None of us want to pollute the planet. Stop it. They're turning us against each other. We all want what's best for us as a nation, and we want all what's best for us as a people. So what am I looking for as a congressman this year? I don't want to elect somebody to go to Congress to represent me or to govern me. Now they tell us we elect people to govern us. That is so far off. We elect people to represent us. But you know, once they go to Washington, oh, there's so many little junkets and so much lobbying and, oh, come here, put on a suit and a tie and we'll take care of you. We'll tell you what to do. we got a new car in line for you, or maybe a nice new big plane, or maybe a vacation paradise someplace. Don't worry, we know what's best. The people can't take care of themselves. Well, I am totally against that. I believe we can take care of ourselves. I don't know about the rest of you in the country, but my district, District 1 in New York, we're good, decent people. And in an emergency, I've seen us come out and take care of each other. This is what we do as Americans. We know what is best for us. The people in Washington do not know what is best for us.